Let's tell it all over again. By talking about the real love. This life that we're living is going to be good. Talking about
Justice must prevail. Thank you for understanding. May God be with all of you. Human rights activist Adbloyt Abashi, right here in Washington, give my little support to brother and sister. This is my little understanding. And may God bless every one of you, whatever religion you believe in. If that will take you to the Most High Kingdom, your life will be safe. Glory be to the Most High. Allah wa Akbar. That means God is the greatest, right? All translated.
Minister of Defense states that is Matawale, okay? This same man, including Governor of Zamfara State, said that this man is part of the banditry, accusing the Minister of Defense. Take a listen.
You know, in fact, let me say this very categorical. If I were him, I would resign and face all the allegations against me. And that would have been more honorable, because from all the information we're getting, my predecessor was fully involved in some of these banditry issues. Typical is the fact that that was a permanent secretary when his children were abducted. And it was unfortunate that he had to pay ransom through the government house. And it was also very clear, based on all the allegations, that
he's talking about your Minister of Defense.
Government house. You know, there are so many issues. So for me, honestly, if I were him, I'll step aside and face this allegation until I clear my name before I come back and continue my job. That should have been more honorable. And how can you imagine all these allegations against him, and he's still the Minister of Defense? I mean, that is unfair. This man could have been honorable, stay aside, face all these allegations, clear his name, and then come back and continue to do whatever he wants to do, whether he wants to remain as minister.
All right, this is a serious allegation again. He's talking about the Minister of Defense. The Minister of Defense state, that is what an incumbent governor came to a national television. This is TVC News, telling you that, come on, this man is part of these people. You understand? This is terrible things going on, okay? Terrible things going on. Now, let us turn to what the Nigerian police in the same Zamfara state said. Stay with me.
We can say now banditry is an industry in Zamfara state. Last month, we arrested a member of the State House of Assembly in banditry here in Zamfara state. We arrested a district head. We also as well arrested a former local government chairman. So you can see that involvement of this class of people in banditry is more making the situation to become more and more complex.
So what you are hearing now is from a police officer. Do you now agree with me when I come to tell you that your politicians and your leaders are responsible for your death and your woes? Do you now understand? This is what a commissioner of police Zamfara state is saying. So if it is an ordinary person that is saying this, people could say, oh, no, forget about it. The person is not serious, and so on and so forth. Do you now see why all these terrorists operate in a safe haven? Anyway, the last video I'm going to, explain to you again, especially for our new followers on Facebook and also subscribers on YouTube. is the revelation of Femi Fandana, senior advocate of Nigeria, about who formed Boko Haram in Borno State and also gave Boko Haram Commissioner of Religion Affairs. You see, when we are talking about all these things, it seems that it's a movie or a dream. It doesn't sound real to ordinary people. But you know what? This is reality.
Who started the Boko Haram crisis in Borno State? A governor, Modu Ali Sharif, addressed the press 2 days ago and attempted to insult the collective intelligence and memory of Nigerians by denying any links with the dangerous, dreaded Boko Haram sect. I did reply him yesterday, and I'm expecting him to sue me because he said he wanted to sue an Australian. You don't need to go to Australia. What you are looking for in Sokoto is in the pocket of your Sokoto. I'm ready to join issues with him because not only did he sponsor that organization by providing funds for them, in 2003 he had a deal with the Boko Haram sect to get him to win the election, and if he won his re-election, he will compensate the organization. When he won that election, he appointed Alhaji Bugu Foy as the Commissioner for Religious Affairs to implement Sharia in that state. When the man attended the first Executive Council meeting, he discovered that they were all talking about contracts and how to steal money. So he went back to the camp, the Boko Haram camp, and said, where you send me to is Gida Barawi, the house of thieves. I can no longer be part of them. So he was asked to resign, and that was how Foy resigned from the government of Modu Sharif. So to say that you don't know them is the greatest lie. I was just reminded this morning by somebody from Borno State that something was missing in my press statement. That in 2013, 2012, October 10, Alhaji Modu Sharif was arrested in Cameroon on grounds of his Boko Haram connection. But the government here pleaded with the Cameroonian authorities to release him because he's a big man here. He cannot be arrested.
All right, let me stop the video there. You know, all these things we are trying to establish a fact and connect the dots to let you know that your politicians are the one killing you. And it is an evidence to what we have been saying, that these people must not be forgiven. You cannot import terrorists, you give them gun. They are killing people, the whole Nigeria. I don't know your mission. I don't know what you have in mind, but they used to come to national television to defend it. They will tell you that we brought it for the purpose of election. When someone who brought a criminal will be coming out on national television to tell you we brought them for the purpose of election, I doubt if they actually brought these people for the purpose of election. Honestly, I doubt. Do you know what all these things have cost? Do you know what all these things have cost? Hunger, insecurity, anything you can name or mention. It is the work of some people, the hand work of some people, and they are proud of it. And the DSS will not do anything about it. The police won't do anything about it. Kondola Win said these people, they have this information. And you know, sometimes if some people are blaming Tinubu, I say yes, he's the president, but Tinubu told you that if he fights insecurity, that they will kill him.
And as well you called me. He says, Hajia, I said, sir. He said, I respect your stance on not accepting the appointment. I said, yes, sir. Because I can't be a zombie. I just can't follow you because you said I should follow you. Let me know what you have for us up north. Because if I made a mistake on Buhari, with you, the truth is written on the horizon. So I have to know what you have for us. He said he's in London. That if I can, I should go over. He offered to buy me a ticket. I said, no, sir, I can afford a ticket. And then he said, can I get a hotel for you? I said, yes, that I will appreciate. I took the next Lufthansa to London. I saw him the same night, and we sat. And I said, sir, the reason why I'm not accepting your appointment is because I don't know what you have for us up north. Because in the north, every single person is either waiting to be killed or kidnapped. We can't go on like this. What is your blueprint for us? He told me that he doesn't have anything for us. I said, you mean, sir, you don't have a blueprint? He said, I can't have a blueprint because if I have a blueprint, I'll be stepping on too many toes and they might even kill me. This was what he said.
If I fight insecurity, they will kill me. This is what Tinubu told this lady. This lady came to Arise News to say it. She can't hold it back. That a president is telling you, if I fight insecurity, they will kill me. For you to know the magnitude, how the people are perpetrating this thing, how powerful they are, but they are not more powerful than the people. And I don't think there is anything that will stop a revolution when the time comes, because Nigerians are docile. I don't think they still know what is going on. Maybe we need to sensitize people, tell people the truth, tell people what is actually going on. That the DSS is busy chasing Omoyele, detaining Nnamdi Kanu to anywhere to make sure they arrest you, they do whatever they want to do. But they are covering the criminals who are internationally recognized in the country, aiding them. It is obvious. I am not the one saying it. Their heads of intelligence, Kunde Ondawumi, he's still alive. He made 1 hour video on Chinese television exposing DSS, exposing DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, exposing the presidency, exposing the governors. The man said a lot. And if half of Nigeria should listen to that man, I think within 1 week there will be a revolution in Nigeria. People don't still understand what is going on and what is to come. Your politicians are responsible.
It's a very inactive, useless government, hopeless. Maƙaryata, mayaudara, maciya amana. Allah ka isa muna gare su. Allah in muna da haƙƙi ga waɗannan shugabanni, Allah ba mu yafi haƙƙin mu ba, Allah ka isa muna gare su. Allah ka ga yadda sun ka wulakanta ba, Allah ka wulakanta su. Ka ga yadda sun kai banza da rayukanmu da mutuncinmu da dukiyoyi, Allah ka yi banza da rayukansu. Allah ka kashe su.
Okay with that. I just want the word, whether they are or they're not. But it certainly would seem to be that most people have said that is something that's not going to happen.
Russia has already gotten what it wants, a chance to negotiate directly with the United States with minimum interference from Ukraine. Now,
foreign military interventions and economic slavery. Did not want to stand in the queue of African leaders waiting to just shake the hand of the American president and then consider it a pride, then a ceremonial event in Washington. It is no secret that the West has long tried to control African nations through diplomacy, economic leverage, and military intervention. The invitation was never just about witnessing Trump take the oath of office. It was an opportunity for the U.S. government to gain a foothold in Burkina Faso's political affairs. By bringing Traoré to Washington, they hoped to introduce him to their networks, surround him with Western policymakers, and subtly pressure him into making compromises that would align Burkina Faso with Western interests. Traoré, however, saw through this plot. He understood that once African leaders start engaging with the West on these terms, they lose their autonomy. They are forced into alliances that favor American and European businesses, surrendering their nation. It sent ripples across Africa, Europe, and the United States, raising eyebrows among Western policymakers who had expected compliance. In diplomatic circles, his breaking free from neo-colonial control. In Africa, his decision was celebrated. Many saw it as a symbol of true African leadership, proof that Burkina Faso was no longer a puppet state bowing to Western interests. Across the continent, the younger generation, tired of leaders who sell out their nations, hailed Traoré as a man of principle, someone who stood for Africa's dignity and sovereignty. In contrast, Westerns further emphasizes the shift that Burkina Faso is investing in self-sufficiency. Now, in the aftermath of reports that Ibrahim Traoré had refused to attend Donald Trump's inauguration.
But here in Nigeria, try asking a politician to explain how he spent public money. Just one question that demands accountability, and you'll see the demon in him come out. Only in Africa do we have people who know little or nothing about governance playing politics. Abroad, the kind of criminals we have here wouldn't even qualify to run for office. Because over there, politics is a game for the smart. You play it where the law is watching you closely, ready to take you down at the slightest mistake. That's what keeps them smart. But here in Nigeria, we have a bunch of clueless men parading as politicians, protected by a judiciary that's long dead and buried. One way or the other, contributing to the suffering of the masses. May the vengeance of God dwell with them. How the country has failed. How our leaders are looting and disgracing the nation by borrowing senselessly from the very countries we should have been competing with if we had gotten it right from the outset. Yes, we may have the most useless set of leaders in the world, but let me tell you this. In those countries you envy and wish Nigeria would be like, every parent makes present choices and decisions with the future of their children in mind. Everything they do is for the betterment of their children's tomorrow. During elections, they carefully vote for the candidate they believe will move their country forward in the right direction.
You relax on a bus when you don't know the driver. You relax in a boat when you don't know the captain. You relax on a plane when you don't know the pilot.
So why not relax in life, knowing that God is in control?
If you can trust strangers with your safety, why not trust the one who holds your future?
Stop stressing, stop worrying, and just let go. Keep doing your part, just like the driver does theirs.
Because when you trust the right hands, everything falls into place.
Let's start it all over again by talking about
These people are imperialists. They are bent on total destructions of other languages. What is Galadima? What is Sarkinyaki? What is Ubandoma? The dressing of the palace guard, which is not depicting the Igbo tradition at all.
Let's start with the palace guard. People look at tradition as if it is fetish.
Or it's a sin.
But let me tell you, Christianity, Islam as you call it religion, is the culture and tradition of the people. We don't kill, we don't do human rituals. So what is wrong if we observe our traditions and culture?
In this edition, we have two eminent scholars that have done very serious research work on Igbo.
I discussed with him and I said, don't you think something is missing? Should just onto his people, start the correction now. If we don't want this issue of extinction that is already going.
If we observe of recent, the youths, they are busy chasing modernization. What becomes of this in the near future?
You must be proud of your culture.
The vast majority of Igbo people, they are angry. They keep saying that that is the beginning of the extinction of the Igbo culture.
Lome and other major cities voicing their opposition to President Faure Gnassingbé's extended rule and recent constitutional changes that critics label a constitutional coup. The protest, organized by a coalition of 14 opposition parties, including the re-emergent Pan-African National Party, were a direct response.
Has taken on the significant and important responsibility of helping to resolve the ongoing crisis. We strongly call on ECOWAS to make resolute and unwavering decisions without hesitation when the time comes. The future and well-being of more than 7 million people is truly at stake.
The situation has drawn international attention, with observers expressing concern over the potential for escalation
by police officers when protests against a new finance bill erupted across the entire country. During the protest and after the protest, many people were abducted and tortured, and some were even murdered. Ruto's regime has been accused of widespread corruption as members of his government flaunt their luxurious lifestyle on social media. the North Korea of Africa. Isaias Afwerki has ruled Eritrea with absolute dictatorship, as there has been no elections since independence and the suppression of opposition leaders. He is regarded as one of the most repressive leaders in the world, as there is no press freedom in Eritrea, as many people who oppose his government end up in political prisons. This condition
speeches about hope. She didn't pose for symbolic photos or thank the establishment that delivered her the presidency. Instead, she walked into the cabinet room and told her ministers that the era of comfort and silence was over. No metaphors, no handshakes, just a firm demand: deliver results or leave.
There are several presidents in Africa today whose regime is defined by authoritarian rule, rampant human rights abuses, corruption, and systemic suppression of opposition. These leaders are notorious Zimbabwe. According to reports from human rights organizations like the Amnesty International, Emmerson Mnangagwa's regime as the president of Zimbabwe has been marked by significant violations of human rights. Reports indicate systemic crackdown of critics, including violent suppression of protest, abductions have led to mass immigrations of Eritreans as they escape from conscription, repression.
You know you have not done what you ought to do. Start doing it on that seat. Don't give it time. Start, at least start. You may finish it later, but at least what? Start. Because many times we only don't finish because we never started. So you identify yourself. You look at yourself and say, this is me. This is something I've seen about my life. Start. Start. People are only honored and rewarded for what they do, not what they think. People are only honored and rewarded for what they do, not what they think. Procrastination doesn't just steal time, it steals vision.
What's your name?
John, sir.
This is wonderful. Thank you, sir. When I was Minister of Information, I started a campaign on what you call made in Nigerian shoes, made in Nigerian fabrics, made in Nigerian goods. I started a campaign on radio and television, and I used to do exhibition. I've always insisted as a leader that any country that cannot produce at least 50 to 60% of its goods is not a serious country. If this shoe now is taken to anywhere in the world, whether it's Italy, Brazil, US, anywhere you take these shoes, nobody will believe that this shoe is made in Nasregon local government of our state, Nigeria. Nobody will believe that this shoe is made in White Mama village. Nobody will believe it.
Nobody, sir.
I want to beg you, don't lower the standard. Let none of your shoe be worse than yesterday. Don't look at money. Look at satisfying the needs of people. Like this shoe, I find it very comfortable in my leg. It is fitting, it is comfortable. What's the name of that your brand?
JT shoes, sir. JT shoes.
JT shoes. JT shoes. JT will conquer the entire universe.
Amen, sir.
I want to wear shoes made in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
And I'm calling on Nigeria. Our boys, our girls are doing well. Let us promote them. I don't want to see any leader in Nigeria wearing foreign things. We should wear our own shoes, wear our own local dresses. They need promotion. To make sure that we do not relax, we do not go back. Because I am very, very proud of you. Nigeria really doesn't need to. So I pray that the government of the day and give you encouragement.
God, thank you for sunshine.
Let all the music make me party. Shake your hand and make me party. Let me love it to the maximum. You are the apple of the eyes. You are the apple of the eyes. Because of you, and you come to me. You come to me. I come to me. Just a police is pretty gum bumper. Just a police is pretty gum bumper. I wanna love you. I wanna change your eyes. Give you some loving, something you've been longing for, baby. The other music make me party. I'm on the my rings back on. Religious policies, creeping on,